What's up, y'all? It's the CEO, and in today's video, we're going to react to Joe No's interview that he did with Mike Wang, where they talked about a lot of the gameplay changes that are coming to 2K27. In this video, the main focuses are going to be the gameplay changes to the defense system, the hands-up defense, as well as the shooting mechanics changes that they have for 2K27. Do me a favor, drop a like, comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it.
Yep. So let's start where everybody wants to know. Defense. NBA 2K27 is a big talking point in 2K26. Shot contest, the hands-up mechanic. What can you tell us in the direction that you've taken it?
All right, there's a lot here.
First of all, that's a great question to start off because as most of us know who play 2K26, you can have a hands up and it will not register as a contest whatsoever. Not only was some of these shots open, but they would be considered wide open, which we've all been there where you're like, how is that wide open and my hands was up? So let's see the changes that they made.
Here. So hands up was a big focus for us. So it's one thing I also want to mention is that it feels way more responsive. Like there's a lot of, we found cases where you'd be holding the stick and the guy just wouldn't do anything. So a lot of those, if not all, should be ironed out. So it feels a lot more.
That did happen a lot. Even though sometimes they'll put their hands up and you would not get a contest, there were times where you push the right stick and nothing would happen whatsoever.
Responsive. So with 2K26, it was by design a little bit offense heavy. With 2K27, we really wanted to bring a little more balance to the game and get the scoring, both 2-point range, 3-point range, all that kind of more in line with at least the percentage of shots you see in the NBA.
So they did that on purpose. They leaned heavy on the offense. So a lot of y'all who thought you were a good shooter, just know this year might expose y'all. So I hope y'all boys ready.
We were very 3-point heavy in 2K26, and 2K27, the goal was to make sure that the shot contest kind of steered people toward where they should shoot, like in real life, right? And contests in general, we feel like they're in a pretty good spot. We're still making some tweaks, and you know, they feel like, yeah, you're getting stops when you're supposed to get stops. So.
And that's all we ask for, man. Like when you play good defense, just make sure you get rewarded for playing good defense. There's nothing worse than knowing that you played good defense, but somebody still makes a shot and is considered open.
Good defenders are getting rewarded. You know, with shot contests, it's hard because it's easy to push something just a little bit too far, where all of a sudden no one can shoot, and then you dial that back even a little bit, and then you get a little bit of daylight, depending on how good the person is on the stick. Sometimes that is like an automatic bucket. So if it's not.
That is true, though. I will give them credit for that. Trying to figure out how to balance this thing is not easy because, as you just mentioned, if you push the scale too heavy on one side, you'll get ghost contests where somebody's nowhere close to you, but they're registering as a contest. And if they dial it back too far, then you get those open shots. So I'm sure it's a pretty difficult thing to balance. And it also factors in the height of your player, your defensive rating, your offensive player, your shooting rating, all that factors in. So it's hard to kind of balance that out on every single possession. So I give them credit for trying, but with all the money that this company makes, they need to find a way to balance this out to where we can get a good gameplay.
Not tuned precisely, or you know, it's always just a balancing act. No, one more thing on shot contest or with hands up. There's two versions of hands up now. And I want to make sure people know about this because we tried this a couple years ago. It confused people and we took it out. Okay. So there's two versions. There's a conservative hands
This is what I'm interested in right here.
up. If you're holding the right stick down, that'll keep you 10 toes down, feet planted, and you'll wall up and you won't jump. No fouls. It's like a very conservative defense.
So here's my only question about that. So basically he's saying you hold down on the right analog stick, you put your hands up like this, and you will play defense. Does that mean that if I do this the entire time and someone tries to shoot, will I end up getting a contest? Or is that just to play the passing lanes? That's the part that I'm trying to figure out. Because he's going to go further and explain the other side of the hands up defense. So if there's two different mechanics, what does that mean for conservative hands up defense? But let's see if he breaks that down or not.
But if you're holding right stick up, which most people already do, so no one's complained about it yet, but if you hold the right stick up, we were calling it the aggressive hands up. And so what it does is it still walls up, but if the shooter shoots, then you'll play like a a mini jumping contest. So not a full out, all out block,
Right.
but it'll let you leave your feet and try and get a hand up in his face if he's rising up. So just
So basically, you're going to play defense. So if you push up on the right analog stick, you'll hold your hand up, and as soon as he shoots, that's when you react to the jump shot. So that's where my confusion is, and I guess we'll find out when the game drops. Depending on which hands up defense I'm playing, does one give you a contest? Like basically the conservative one. That's the question, right? If my hands are up, because here's the thing, that could be broken. If your hands are up and you're playing conservative defense and it still registers as a contest without you needing to push up on the right analog stick, what will be the point of pushing up on the right analog stick when you can just simply hold down, not get a foul called, and still get a contest? So they're going to have to iron that out.
something to be aware of, because like it'll cause you to jump and sometimes get a foul. So you need to be
Right.
mindful of, do I want to stay down or do I want to have somewhat active defense? Because even on a driving layup, you'll get like some verticality blocks and contact shots with that mechanic.
So that mechanic also works not only on the perimeter, but if someone's driving to the paint as well. So that's cool.
Whereas if you're holding down, he'll stay down and you won't get any of those.
If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate you so far for watching. Do me a favor, just drop a like. Comment what you think so far about the hands up defense mechanic, the difference between the conservative one and the more aggressive one. And also subscribe to the channel because I'll keep these videos coming out for y'all. But let's keep going.
Shooting. One of your personal favorite features, rhythm shooting.
Yeah.
Is it coming back? How is it different? If it's different, is it going to be available in all game modes? What can you tell us, rhythm shooting 2K27?
Yeah. Rhythm.
Another great question by Joe Knows. As we know in the 2K community, when it came to rhythm shooting in 26 and 2025, you didn't have to time both the releases, right? You just time one. You can green one and the other one could not be green and you're still greening your shots, which to me overall, that made no sense when they first introduced that back in the game, I think like a year or two ago. Personally, I'm still a button shooter. I've been using a button for the past 6 years. So I never tried the rhythm shooting. Well, I tried it, but I didn't like it because I shoot very well with the button. I think I shoot like 75% in 2K26 from the three. So for me, using a button was a no-brainer still. But a lot of people abuse that rhythm shooting because the mechanics was broken. So now he's going to explain the changes that they made going forward.
Shooting is back. The main difference this year is the 2K26, you only really had to nail the tempo,
Right.
and timing didn't matter so much. This year, how it works is you have to nail the timing. So it's pretty much just like the button, except for
Which again, that's how it should have been since day one. Why did you introduce a broken mechanic that you knew people would take advantage of? That to me didn't make any sense. But sometimes when they do things, it's because they are trying it to see how it works and how they can fix it later on. But the thing is, they left it in the game the entire year. They never corrected it throughout the year.
for the tempo now, there's still two factors. The tempo component will adjust the size of the green window. So if you master your tempo, you'll have a little bit bigger green window. And if you're if you rush a shot or you drag your shot, then it'll be a smaller window. So we try to balance it so that there's really no advantage over the button. That's the goal. So that's always a balancing act too, because some people are just really good at one or the other.
Right.
And that right there was one of the issues as well. It gave people a competitive edge when it came to the rhythm shooting. There are some tournaments that I believe people were in the pro-am scene where they would ban rhythm shooting because I guess it was so overpowered. Again, I didn't notice a difference because me personally, I've been so good with using the button that I didn't struggle to shoot. So I didn't need to use that mechanics as far as rhythm shooting. But these are great questions, great conversations, but let's keep going and see what else he had to say.
But it's very different from 2K26. You'll see when you play, it feels a lot more better balanced, and yeah, a little more rewarding to use that mechanic this year. You can also use it for free.
Also, if defense is gonna get a buff, right? The way how the rhythm shooting is gonna work in 2K27, a lot of y'all who are so reliant on that, you're probably going to struggle. Because if defense is going to affect your jump shot as well, and now you have to time the tempo and the release, that's going to be a struggle for some people who were just used to just timing the tempo, because an entire year went by and all you did was just use a broken mechanics, and now you're going to be in for a rude awakening when 2K27 drop, because now you have to time both. That makes it a lot more difficult. I believe a lot of people are going to go back to using the button in 2K27. That's what I think is going to happen. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
Free throws if you want this year, which is a nice little addition. It's available still in all modes. You're probably going to use the button.
I personally am going to use the button.
Yeah, I think so.
Exactly what I just said. I knew that was coming. But yeah, if y'all made it this far in the video, again, please drop a like. Comment what you think about the changes to the defense, the hands-up defense, the conservative one where you pull down on the right analog and he just puts his hands up. It's not an aggressive defense. And then if you want an aggressive hands-up defense, you push up on the right analog stick. And then with the rhythm shooting, the changes that they made to where now you have to green both the tempo and the release. So again, I believe that's going to be very difficult for a lot of people, which you just heard Mike say that, right? A lot of people are going to want to use the button because now you have to constantly think about two different rhythms when you're shooting, and at the same time, be concerned about the defender that's guarding you. And you're going to get a lot of rushed releases on your tempo shooting. Obviously, the same happens with the button, but with the button, it's just one motion versus pulling down on the right analog stick to shoot and then push up. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I really appreciate y'all making it this far in the video. Thank y'all so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.